In the 12th century, the Holy Land was a place of ceaseless conflict, as the Crusader states struggled to survive against the powerful Islamic empires. It was a time of legendary figures and epic battles, where courage was tested and alliances were forged and broken. Among the leaders who ruled Jerusalem, one stands out as a figure of resilience, bravery, and tragedy. This is the story of King Baldwin IV, the Leper King of Jerusalem, childhood and early life. Baldwin IV was born in 1161 to Amaric I, King of Jerusalem, and his wife Agnes of Courtenay. From a young age, Baldwin showed signs of promise. He was intelligent, quick to learn, and possessed a natural curiosity about the world. However, his life took a tragic turn when he was still a boy. His tutor, the famed historian William of Tyre, noticed something unusual. During a game with other boys, Baldwin didn't react to a painful pinch on his arm. Concerned, William looked further and realized Baldwin had lost all sensation in his right arm. After examining Baldwin closely, physicians confirmed what was feared. Baldwin had leprosy. In the medieval world, leprosy was a death sentence, both physically and socially. It was a disease that led to progressive decay, a slow and painful decline. Yet despite the diagnosis, Baldwin's spirit remained strong, and he began preparing himself for a life of responsibility, determined not to let his illness define him. The road to kingship. When Baldwin was just 13 years old, his father, King Amaric, passed away. Though Baldwin was young, the political landscape of Jerusalem required a strong leader. His leprosy made some nobles doubt his ability to rule, but Baldwin's courage and maturity convinced others. In 1174, Baldwin was crowned as King Baldwin IV of Jerusalem. He was still a boy, but his resolve was that of a seasoned leader. As king, Baldwin was thrust into a complex and dangerous situation. The Crusader kingdom of Jerusalem was surrounded by enemies, most notably the powerful Muslim leader Saladin, who had unified Egypt and Syria and aimed to drive the Crusaders out of the Holy Land. Baldwin knew that he would need to be both a warrior and a diplomat to protect his kingdom. Baldwin's military campaigns against Saladin. Despite his illness, Baldwin showed incredible bravery and skill on the battlefield. One of his most famous campaigns occurred in 1177 at the Battle of Montcassar. Saladin had launched a major invasion of the Crusader states, and Baldwin's forces were vastly outnumbered. Baldwin, at the age of 16, led his troops into battle, riding at the front despite the pain and weakness caused by his leprosy. With his cross raised high and his knights rallying around him, Baldwin inspired his men. Against all odds, they achieved a stunning victory, decimating Saladin's forces and sending him back to Egypt. This victory made Baldwin a legendary figure across Christendom. Here was a young leper king who, despite his disease, had led his knights to victory against one of the most formidable generals of the age. The challenges of leadership. Yet Baldwin's illness continued to worsen, and his rule was filled with challenges beyond the battlefield. He had to navigate the treacherous politics of the Crusader states, where various factions vied for influence. Baldwin's sister Sibylla was a key figure in these power struggles, as she was next in line for the throne. Baldwin wanted to ensure a stable succession, and he worked tirelessly to find a suitable husband for her, hoping to secure an heir who could protect Jerusalem after his death. As his disease progressed, Baldwin was often confined to bed, but he continued to rule as best as he could. He appointed trusted advisors to help govern, and he constantly strategized to maintain alliances with the surrounding Christian and Muslim rulers. Baldwin's courage and resilience in the face of suffering became legendary. The end of Baldwin's reign. By 1183, Baldwin's leprosy had advanced to such a stage that he could no longer physically lead his troops. Reluctantly, he named his sister son, Baldwin V, as co-king to ensure continuity. Though he could no longer fight in person, Baldwin's influence and guidance remained invaluable. Even as his body failed him, his mind was sharp, and he continued to provide counsel. The political situation in Jerusalem, however, was growing dire. Internal divisions weakened the Crusader states, and Saladin, now more determined than ever, was preparing for a major assault. Baldwin knew that the kingdom was vulnerable, and he desperately tried to hold the fragile alliances together. But his health was failing, and his time was running out.